up, ladies and gentlemen? How you guys doing? I am doing absolutely lovely, and it is NFP week. Wow, I'm super excited, guys. If you don't know what NFP is, it's just a news event where a lot of forex traders blow off their accounts. Okay. We just want to do a little NFP analysis. I'm going to start by doing the NASDAQ weekly analysis as usual, and then I'll do the NFP analysis at the end because we already know that it's on Friday. If you're new and you're already enjoying the video, make sure you smash the like button, turn your post notifications, and subscribe to the channel. You feel me? Right now, let's just get straight into the chart. This calendar that I actually use is investing.com. You can use it as an application or you can use it as the website. I always want to take the news on USD because I'm always trading NASDAQ, and that is US 100. And then I always want the news with the 3 heads, right? Those are the news that I want to trade. Okay, you have to set it according to your time zone. You know what I'm saying? So on Tuesday, we only have news at 6 or at 5. At 5:45 and at 6. Wednesday we have news at 4 and at 6:30, also Thursday. And then on Friday, this is when we're going to have NFP, and it's going to be at 16:30 over on my side of the world, right? So you always want to be careful when you're trading this. But let's just get straight into our NASDAQ analysis, because before NFP comes, you want to have an account to actually trade NFP, right? So it's on Friday. I know a lot of you guys are going to be trading from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we don't want you to blow off your account before NFP actually comes. So if you actually missed out on the video that I did post, the last video I posted, I actually explained this whole analysis. So we're just going to get straight into the new analysis. Okay, we've just deleted everything that we've had here that's disturbing us, and then we always want to go on the daily time frame to see what we are looking at. So NASDAQ, as you can see, guys, we've hit a new high again on NASDAQ. At this point, it's like every week I'm telling you guys that we've just hit another high. We keep hitting highs on NASDAQ, such that if you had bought just around about this zone, I know this was the first analysis that we've ever made on my YouTube channel, and this was the buy that we caught, and you see it just kept buying from over around about this zone till right now where it is. Because why? I'm always telling you guys, you always want to look for analysis that's going with the trend, and in this case the trend is an uptrend, so you always want to be looking for buying positions, right? So as we can see right now, this trend line here is really no longer valid, if we want to be honest, because it has been disrespected a lot, and I doubt that the market is going to open and it has closed around about this zone. So in this analysis, I think we're just going to use a horizontal ray over here because it makes more sense. So what had happened is on Friday, the market just closed off with this big candlestick that broke out of the high, and as you can see, it hasn't been retested. So what we're going to be looking for is pretty simple. All right, we're always going to go on to our lower time frames to look for analysis per day, because I always tell you guys that we are day traders. We always want to trade every single day. Those people that are swing traders, they can actually just catch the trade from a larger time frame, but if you're a day trader, you always want to go back to the lower time frame and then take your trades each and every day. So for us, we wait for the New York Stock Exchange market to open, or the New York session to open, and then we look for the momentum, we look for the volume, we look if sellers are stepping into the market or if buyers are stepping into the market. And if we see that buyers are stepping into the market, we are going to buy with them because we are on an uptrend, so we always want to trade with the trend, right? So in this case, for now, let's use this trend line that we had over on this day. If you guys remember, we did have something like this. So let's just delete this line. It's really not important anymore. It actually now makes sense. We can have a trend line, right? Okay, now this is a lot of lines. I don't like it when there are a lot of lines like this here. Okay, cool. So let's just delete this one. And if I leave it like this, I guess you guys will understand what I'm talking about, right? So you always want your charts to be really clean if you're trading. When you are trading, you don't want to have a lot of lines on your chart. So what we are saying here is this trend line that we have over here is on a higher time frame, so it has to be respected, and we want to wait for the market to come back to the zone. If the market comes back to this zone, we will use this as a point of interest, this institutional candlestick right over here, and then we now have to wait to see what the market does. This is when you're supposed to know your price action. If you don't know how to read price action, you might want to just check out that candlestick Bible that everyone is always talking about. But then price action is really important in cases like like this, because the market can come here and play around. Normally if you see it playing around with a build up, or it's always going to go in the direction of the trend. So you're going to wait for the market to come back to this zone, look at price action, look at what it's doing. If it rejects at this zone, you can take in your buys and take into consideration that you have an institutional candlestick here. But if it breaks both of these zones, you also want to wait for the market at this zone, and then let it reject. Also it breaks, all right, and then it closes outside of the break. All the time you always want to break and you always want to close outside. And then those that are risky traders, right, take for example that is actually the day, let's say it's Friday, and that's when we have NFP. If you're going to be a risky trader, you go in with your cells, you don't even play, and then you'll be targeting this zone first, and if it breaks this zone and closes outside of that zone, you now target the zone next. But if it rejects at the zone, you are not buying at the zone, you buy after it breaks the highest point. Okay, let me just do by drawing the lines. Okay, I said if it breaks our trend line, let's say it comes back down on Monday and then press on Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it's doing, and then it finally rejects and breaks out of this trend line, you always want to wait for a retest, and then you sell to the zone. And then if it breaks the zone, you want to sell to that zone, right? But in the case that it rejects here, it comes back down and then it does not break out of that trend line, you always want to wait for it to come back to the zone and break out of it, because buying in the middle of this zone would be a lot trickier. And also you have to check what the market is doing. If it's going to be breaking with a lot of candlesticks, you don't want to just risk that and go into the market, right? Okay, if we go on our lower time frame, we can already see what I'm talking about. That was, I did explain it in the other video, so you always want to be catching up with these videos to understand. You see, it was the range that was broken out, and it might obviously come to retest that zone and then go to the top. So what we are saying is, be it NFP, be it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you always want to wait for these setups. And on Friday, normally what the market does, if you don't know how to trade NFP, always wait for the news event to first go out, right? Let's say it's a buying news, right? NFP comes out and the market just starts buying, going to the top. It's always going to retest, right? You always want to wait for that retestment, and then now look for an institutional candle on any time frame that you have, depending on your account. Look for an institutional candlestick in that zone. Wait for the market to come into your point of interest. Wait for it to break or close or reject first. Not just it comes and then you just already enter into the trade. Wait for it to break, close, and do all of that stuff, and then after enter the trade. But if you know what you're doing, you don't want to, you understand this analysis that I just gave, you wait for it to retest. And because this, what I'm saying, it probably won't happen on Monday. Mondays, I always tell you guys that Mondays are trade days, so it might not happen on Monday, on Tuesday. But if it happens, let's say on Wednesday, Thursday, you always want to be careful. And then Friday, you take it from there. Just make sure you use proper risk management. Nothing too crazy. The market last week did not move at all. It just moved this zone. So the analysis is nothing out of the ordinary. It's just a simple analysis that we're having over here. Just retest of this horizontal line, because it's the highest point. It always has to come and retest it, and then if it fails to retest, it breaks down, it closes outside, we sell. But if it retests and rejects at that zone, we want to buy after it breaks the highest point again. So I guess I did justice with that analysis. If you're not in the free signal group, I'll probably drop the NFP signal in there, so make sure you join the group. All the links are listed in the description. And if you enjoyed the video so far, make sure you smash the like button, turn your post notifications, and subscribe to the channel. Let's have a good trading week. With that, it's been Tino, and I'm out. Peace.